Well, good morning. These are the parish announcements for the Tomorrow River Lutheran Parish for December 27th, 2020, the last week of what has been a difficult and memorable year, but also a year that was filled with God's grace and provision, and I'm glad that you and I went through it together. We have a few announcements. As always, we're going to try to stay outside, although I may change my mind after tonight. I'm taping this on the morning of Christmas Eve morning, December 24th, and tonight we'll be doing 2 services outside. It's supposed to be 9 degrees and windy, so I may change my mind, but we're going to try. We're going to try to stay outdoors, and for sure for the 27th, we're going to be outdoors at 9:30. If you're watching this ahead of time, you're welcome to join us 9:30 outside at Nelsonville. It would be good to see you. Bring a lawn chair, bring a mask, and come prepared to worship with a small group of your most rugged brothers and sisters. There's a prayer list that's always printed on the website, and let me just give you a few updates on that. Again, if you're not sure who we're talking about, members of the family, feel free to call in to the office or to Pastor Gretchen or to me, and we'll bring you up to speed. But because this is going out on the web, we need to be a little bit careful with people's identity. So Dolores J., member at Peace, continues in hospice. We continue to be praying for her and for her family during this time of transition. Logan, member over at Nelsonville, has some nodules on his thyroid that are going to be tested in coming days, and so your prayers are welcome there. We do want to welcome to the world baby Lewis. Bobby and Katie had their baby Lewis, and he is with us, and a new member of Nelsonville, and we are delighted. We share in the parents' joy, and we thank God for God's provision and grace. Gary and Rhonda continue to struggle with COVID. Rhonda's mostly back up on her feet. Gary, it's a little slower, a little harder, and so, but also making progress. But we'll be praying for that whole family. Everybody else on the prayer list you've seen, not to minimize their struggles or their cares, but I don't have anything new to report about them, and so I just ask that you continue to pray for them. Track is not going to be open the 31st. That's New Year's Eve. If there is something you need, we will be open Monday morning the 28th. We want to make sure you have all the food that you need. We don't want anyone to be hungry in our community. We have the resources to meet your needs. And if you would pass the word to any around you who need to know that there is food available, that it is a confidential service. I don't know who comes to Track unless they go out of their way to tell me. And so we want our neighbors to be provided for. So the morning of the 28th, we're open. New Year's Eve, obviously, we're closed. And then we'll be back to our normal schedules of Mondays and Thursdays for the foreseeable future. Nelsonville envelopes should all have been delivered. If you haven't received yours, call Judy and she'll be happy to work something out with you. Peace envelopes are still available in the airlock. They'll be sent out sometime next week, in the middle of the week, so that you'll have them as the new year begins. Any of you who are watching this who aren't signed up for envelopes or want envelopes, we are delighted to get you envelopes. Just call the church office. Otherwise, there are other opportunities for giving that are listed on the website under the Giving tab, and we are delighted to receive your support. The treasurers will be closing their books in coming days, so if you were planning a year-end gift, it's important to get that in, and we are grateful for that indeed. The mitten tree is going to be up next week. We'll take it down with the ending of the year, but just want to say how grateful I am. We have undecorated, as it were, the mission tree, or the mitten tree now 3 times, 4 times. A tremendous amount of stuff has been provided for children in our community who are in need. And if you get a new coat for Christmas and the old coat is still perfectly good, bring it in. You get new mittens, new hat, bring in the old ones if they're still good, and we will get them to children in need in our community. I think that is the critical number of announcements. Again, the Endowment Committee at Nelsonville is soliciting ideas for our annual distribution of funds. If you have an idea or a ministry that you think deserves support, there's a little application on the website. It's 2 pages. It'll take you all of 10 minutes to do, and we appreciate that as well. All those things being said, thank you for this year. Thank you for your support, for your presence, for your prayers, for your goodwill, and for your joy in the midst of odd and difficult circumstances. I am looking forward indeed to the new year and to God's new graces that are sure to be provided for us on the path. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.